Howdy, howdy, everyone. Don't worry, we weren't going to leave you hanging as long as last time. We promise. Right?
No. Last time very much may have been bitter in a couple of different ways. So maybe that means this time will be the sweet.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be very sweet. I promise you.
Oh, God. So I noticed something. Since Nagito came over to Grape House...
We're the Bittersweet Gamers? From before then, though.
We swear.
I'm the Opinionator!
That was a really weird segue. We're going to have to try and one-up that really hard in the future. Hasn't he been acting kind of more confident? He told Hajime to shut up and let him talk. Normally he's so kind of grovelly.
Sure.
Is the affirmation of his talent with the gun giving him some form of new confidence?
It is possible. Every so often, he does get that really smug look on his face.
That's true.
Like he holds it in quite a lot. Then again, maybe it's actually just the power of the knowledge he's obtained.
That's true. Only Hajime was in the school roster.
Oh, yeah, so about that, right? Okay, so, I don't remember exactly when it was that we said it, and it's kind of spanned 2 games at this point. But it's hard to not notice the way this game starts. With the sort of digitally thing.
Right.
How much of any of this is real? When we got that information, there was info on one student. One. Hajime. Not 15, not 16, or whatever. One. There was no info on any lost memories. Haven't we been saying this whole time there is something bogus going on? Only one of the 2 Danganronpa games so far can be real. Doesn't this kind of validate everything we've been saying? Doesn't this also lend more credence to the whole digital idea?
It does.
Hajime starts, he's the only person, like he starts by stepping into some
simulator or
digital door, and he's the only person here. He's the only Hope's Peak student. Nobody else.
How fascinating.
Like, we were kind of saying it at the beginning of the game, but maybe it kind of is that, since he's the only person in that dang book.
Right?
And if it's not that, what else are we supposed to take away from it?
It just seems like it's also kind of dropped a lot of hints along the way that help reinforce that.
Well, like what? What do you mean?
Like, for example, looking at that one island where with all, like, sort of the digital boxes in the sky kind of in the background.
Maybe. It's definitely highly unrealistic decor.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, like, the start menu, like the video game start.
Did you teleport? Hajime said. I mean, no, that's not it. But... And after we spent so much time hammering on Byakuya and why Byakuya's presence meant that both games could not be true simultaneously, then when Nagito gets the Future Foundation file and the Hope's Peak book, he begins hammering on Byakuya himself.
Right.
And we've been talking about the parallels, and then he talks about the parallels.
So do you think Nagito's actually going to tell us our ultimate talent?
I mean, those parallels, the significance of the parallels of finding out Hajime's ultimate talent at that time and only finding one student with no memories, and Hajime has no memory anyway. Like, is this like a Shadow Moses simulator?
And if this is a simulation, who's running it? Probably not Hajime, right?
It can't be.
And for what purpose?
I just think that the circumstance, like we were thinking in the previous game that the circumstance was actually going to be pretty existential.
Mm-hmm.
That it was not going to be as straightforward as it appeared, and in the end we didn't find out one way or the other. It kind of wasn't really relevant, but maybe this is the one that is that type of existential. Anyway, that's all I had to say. As far as a lot of these topics go, we've been talking about them the whole time.
And we still don't have enough information to really say one way or the other.
Outside of everything is real and should be taken completely at face value, I can't think of another generally safe way to interpret any of the data we've been given so far. That doesn't mean that that's right.
Right.
But I just can't come up with another way to interpret it based on what we know so far. Now, when we find out other things, that'll change everything.
Right. That's normal, you know. I said in the previous game that maybe it was all a simulation for Makoto for some reason.
You know, that's right, that did come up.
What if this is a simulation for Hajime using the previous killing game as some sort of
blueprint?
Like, if this is the future Foundation, and I think one of us threw out a theory that they weren't necessarily the bad guys, but they were preparing for the end of the world, and that's why they were called World Ender. They may be a benevolent force. This may be
I don't think anybody said that.
I thought maybe I said that. Well, in any case, I'm saying it now that that's a possibility. This may be some sort of, like, preparing someone for the situation.
Prepare for the ultimate despair.
Yeah, something like that. In order to enter the simulation, you have to have an ahoge.
So Hifumi
hooks up to the computer.
So Hifumi would work then?
He'd probably be really conductive. It's like a lightning rod.
So, how much farther do you think this conversation is going to go? Do you think that Nagito is actually going to say anything?
Probably not.
Do you think that we've been completely off base on everything?
Maybe we have. But here's another interesting question. What's the next case gonna be like? What parallels can be drawn from the first killing game?
Let's save that for the next chapter.
That's a fair point. I just wanted people to be thinking about it.
So, and another thing, the last thing, I guess. Does Nagito now just know the truth? Does he know everything? Or most of everything?
Maybe he knows enough to have a really good idea.
Well, let's see what happens! Is the conversation over or not?
Did you really find out why I was chosen by Hope's Peak Academy?
Man, in a way, it's just as Chiaki said. Hajime's existence is special. Because you were just some reserve corps student from the reserve department.
What? That bit... What?
Well...
Unlike the primary department for main corps students who possess ultimate talents, the reserve department is for reserve corps students who entered the school through a basic entrance exam.
I'm not an ultimate. That's why he's acting the way he is towards me.
So Hajime doesn't have an ultimate talent, so he can just lord it over him because, comparatively speaking, he's not trash. To everyone else, Nagito is trash, but to Hajime is the trash.
That also makes Hajime the 16th student.
Well, we'd assumed that for a while.
Yeah, but now we kind of have confirmation.
Essentially, you're like a substitute or the second string. Okay, so why was Hajime the only person in that book then? I mean, the thing is that could very well be the case. This is apparently true. But Hajime was the only person who had anything in that file.
I don't know. Maybe to try and make them suspicious of him?
Well, we've already been doing that. Well, even then, that's just in name only. The reserve department pretty much only exists to increase Hope's Peak Academy's revenue stream. Everybody's got to pay the bills.
Reserve department? Substitute? Second string? Revenue stream? What is he saying?
Like I said, to be a reserve corps student, you don't need to possess an ultimate talent. You just have to pay a rather costly entrance fee and tuition. With the funds obtained from these exams, the Academy can focus on bolstering and researching talent. Through this, the symbols of hope can be raised.
Isn't that right?
Which means you're just a stepladder. Just like me, right? But you should feel honored.
Nagito, I swear to God.
An average, talentless human can be put to good use for those who are known as mankind's hope.
What the hell does that mean?
Perhaps you simply weren't determined enough. Did you admire Hope? Were you willing to sacrifice your body and soul to attend Hope's Peak Academy? Or maybe you were just obsessed with Hope's Peak Academy, like a fangirl following the latest trend.
It's not like that!
Stop it.
Wanted to become Hope? If that's what you're thinking, just stop it. Listen carefully. The only humans worthy of becoming Hope possess amazing talents and a strong will. And the moment you're born into this world, you either have that or you don't.
There's no mistake.
It has nothing to do with effort. You must be chosen by Hope to become Hope.
You don't even
That's
know?
why it's not even worth admiring. Or were you so blinded by your admiration for Hope's Peak Academy that you couldn't even see that? You're just some nobody from the reserve course who never had a talent to begin with. A nobody who forgot he was a nobody. That's all.
Then I'm just...
That's right. You were never an ultimate. You had no talent whatsoever.
I don't have any talent? I'm just an ordinary high school student?
And so that adversarial rivalry relationship, or mainly adversarial relationship between Hajime and Nagito is being set up for the end,
Yeah.
as we were expecting. Oh, I feel sorry for you. Are you shocked to learn that you were the only one who didn't have a talent?
That's not it.
But still, if you think about it positively, it looks like there's no more reason to doubt you. Now that we know who you are, a normal, average, utterly unremarkable high school student who apparently has parents willing to pay a pretty penny, there's no way you could be associated with the Future Foundation. Doesn't that...
I mean, doesn't that kind of seem like it'd be more likely he's associated with the Future Foundation?
In this circumstance, I bet so. But if it's not Hajime, then who in the world could the traitor be? The survivor of the previous killing school life, Byakuya, would have been the most likely candidate. What does he mean by that? The survivor? That doesn't necessarily mean that.
He might mean of the people who were here?
That is indeed a way to take that, and may even be true. But now, that's probably impossible.
Hey,
Hey, are you listening?
Hold it.
There's no need for you to listen to this.
I mean, how do we know what he's saying is actually true? He could be lying.
That's true too.
what?
Well,
It may be important to talk about who the traitor is, but we need to focus on Mekamaru's murder first. Because if we can't survive the class trial, everyone is gonna die together anyway. In that case, would the traitor be among those killed as well? That's something I truly wonder about.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we brought that up in the last game too.
It's very possible.
Like, who knows if they're subject to that or not? That might have been part of the deal. We just don't really know. And you know, you might be right that what Nagito is saying is to provoke a reaction, because that is what he tries to do. It doesn't mean...
I mean, at the beginning, he was just like, whose side should I be on?
Right. He could have gotten the information or gotten some information and has decided to use it to fulfill his particular end, and this might be how he's doing it. It's inscrutable, you know? You just can't really read the guy because he doesn't make sense.
Ugh.
And I still think the important thing was, forget the memories, and there was only one person in that book. But then again, maybe he's lying.
Just one person in the book? That just seems really suspect.
Oh, well, that's fine. I'll stop. For now.
hey.
You said you cleared the final dead room and obtained these files. That means you must have gone to the Octagon, right?
Hey,
Are you curious about the ultimate weapon?
So,
Did you find out what it was? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Is there any reason I should answer that?
Pulls out like a ray gun and just pew!
Well, I guess he still could to one person.
What? What the hell?
I'm the one who cleared that room, and I'm free to divulge any clues I obtain there as I see fit. Right? And I'm free to divulge any clues I obtain there as I see fit, which is what he just did.
Yeah.
Just like how it was repeating the gimmick conserves energy in the final room.
Yeah! What an interesting way to look at it. Are you planning to keep it a secret? Are you planning to side with the killer again?
Now then, whose side should I be on for this trial? Like I said, I'm not on the killer's side. That hasn't changed since this began.
Yes, you're on the side of hope.
How many times must I repeat myself? I just want hope to shine even brighter. What you're saying doesn't make any sense at all.
Par for course.
Just tell us already. Tell us about the ultimate weapon.
Jeez.
I guess I have no choice. I suppose I can tell you one little tidbit. You're right. I did go to a place that seemed to be the Octagon, and I found many different weapons there. But I didn't find anything worthy of the name Ultimate Weapon.
I suppose, if it is what we think it is, that is technically true. Don't lie, there's no way that's possible!
Stop it.
Coming from someone with no talent like yourself, that's truly offensive.
What did you say?
Oh.
Fine, I understand. Now's not the time for us to be fighting anyway. If you won't tell us, we gotta do it ourselves. Now, shall we go back to investigating Mekamaru's case? We better hurry. The class trial is gonna start soon.
You're right.
I haven't even seen the crime scene. Also, the guys in Strawberry House should be coming over to this side any moment now.
Bye now.
How do you know that?
You probably just went and talked to him already.
Fair point.
Then, while we're at it, I'll go on ahead.
Hey.
Hey, Hajime.
It's okay. I already know. You want me to focus on Nekomaru's case right now, right? It's true that I'm shocked, but now's not the time for me to feel like that. Right now, I can't afford to be the only one who's depressed. I need to survive with everyone else and return home. That's what's most important. Isn't that right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm relieved to hear that. We should get moving then,
Yeah, you're right.
I think.
I should just forget about it for now. I need to focus on Nekomaru's case.
It does seem likely that he's just trying to provoke some
Well?
sort of a response, and you can't necessarily trust what he's saying. But not really being able to trust a lot of information that has been given has sort of been our MO. We should get back to Mekamaru's investigation, too. If we don't hurry, the class trial will start soon before we're ready, wouldn't that, Sat?
Sorry, I was trying to talk to you since I didn't before.
I have returned from the depths of hell!
You came out of an elevator. Gundam!
Yo.
The elevator, depths of hell, you don't know. Yo, sorry we're late.
Hey.
Just so you all know, it's all thanks to me. I'm the one who fixed the elevator, somehow.
Of course. Who else is gonna fix an elevator?
He said it was on this side and that the panel on this side was the one that was broken, so how did he fix it from Strawberry House?
There's gotta be a way to call an elevator.
Oh, okay, fair point.
I mean, if you're actually in there working on it. See? It's just as I said, right?
Hey, are you even listening to me? I'm trying to stand out here.
Yeah, everybody knew that was you, dude. More importantly, Kazuichi, did you look into that matter I asked you about?
Huh? Oh, that thing about the compass? I looked into it while I was coming here, but I think this compass might be broken.
You stay quiet.
I didn't ask for your opinion, just tell me the results.
Jeez! Huh? Well,
Yeah, somebody seems to be a different person now, huh?
the compass needle rotated 180 degrees while we were riding the elevator. The needle rotated 180 degrees? That's what I said, Hajime's thought. Ah!
We did spin in a, or that means it's spun in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
I see. It's just as I thought.
What? Hey, what do you mean by that?
Well, that's obvious.
Well, obviously, the elevator most likely rotated 180 degrees.
The elevator rotated? I mean, I guess it doesn't make any noise or motions, so...
Okay, so the implications of the elevator rotating are what exactly?
Well, it means that it didn't move from side to side, necessarily.
In any case, what it definitely means is that they are not connected in the way we thought, where there's one on one side and the other on the other side.
Yeah.
But they could still be connected, how to put this?
Well, if the window in the octagon is above the tower, above Grape Tower, then that would mean that they're at different elevations.
Right, like, they are, apparently Grape House and Strawberry House, if we're interpreting this right, are on different sides, but they're not on different sides in that way. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to move around my hands to explain what I'm talking about, but that's just not gonna work. No, I'm gonna try it anyway for a second. Wouldn't it have to be like this then? Because you did spin in a circle to go to one. But if they're still so it's like they go out like that, not like that, right?
Right.
But there still has to be that tower where they're connected, right?
Yes.
Because we've proven that they're connected via the tower, so that has to mean it's a different elevation, right?
Yes. But what does that have to do with the rotation?
Well, that's what I was trying to do, the 3D modeling with my hands, but failing. In any case, don't worry about it.
Now then.
Now then, I should go investigate Nekomaru's body.
As if he were thumbing his nose at us, Nagito began making his way towards the Great Tower.
Oh,
He really has become Smugito, huh?
The hell is wrong with him? Doesn't he seem pissed off or something?
He's trying to do something upon having learned the truth or something like it.
Nagito, what do you know? How much do you know? Hey, you're still nice to me.
Hey.
I guess Nagito is like a tardy detective.
What are you talking about?
See?
It's a trope in mystery games. They always come to the crime scene late just to make an important discovery. But they can never reach the truth of the case. They just end up feeding the main character's assumptions.
Alright.
Yep.
Well, in Nagito's case, he's not the type to feed anyone. He'll just make things even more complicated.
That's true. He's such a troublesome person.
Ah, what an understatement.
Lately, I feel like he's been acting weirder than usual.
Ah, what an understatement. I don't think a new discovery is bad, though. He might be able to find something we completely overlooked.
I bet he will.
Or give us a new perspective on the 3D elements of the...
damn
What?
right.
Nekomaru should be inside Great Tower.
Yeah.
Oh, go on ahead. We were a little late this time, huh?
I didn't do it! What? As soon as I came over here, I checked this first, but it looks like the panel was definitely forced open. The elevator panel?
Hey,
It might be better if I explain how the elevator was broken, huh? I shouldn't just jump ahead like that.
That sounds sort of important.
No, I heard the gist of it from Nagito. They broke the elevator by tampering with the safety device, right?
right.
Oh, looks like word travels fast. Hey, how'd you get here ahead of us? Check out that panel over there. It's just as I thought. Looks like they forced open the panel and changed the settings by tampering with the safety device.
Which really only he would know how to do.
Shut up, David! It definitely looks like the panel was forced open. Which means the elevator was broken at Grape House. I can't actually look at it. That makes me sad.
So it didn't have to be one of the guys. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But it didn't have to be.
Didn't have to be, no.
Because if they would have just cleared the final dead room, then they could have done whatever they needed to in whatever order and whatever direction they needed to. I've made you wait!
Well, technically, I've made you wait, because you were the last person I talked to.
The time has come to destroy all murderous illusions!
Okay, man. Fall my tears.
You serious?
Gah! Nekomaru! Are you serious?
Damn it.
I don't know who did this, but this is pretty fucked up.
Hey,
Now's not the time to get sentimental. Come on, we need to hurry up and investigate.
But we've already investigated everything we can here.
You've already investigated everything. No, you haven't. There's still something you should be able to investigate more thoroughly. Now that Mikan is no longer with us, we can't perform an autopsy,
Right.
but Kazuichi should be able to disassemble the body, right?
You mean more than it already is? Huh?
It cannot be.
Is that true? Are you going to disassemble Nekomaru's body?
I won't forgive you.
Don't screw with me! Hasn't Coach Nekomaru been through enough already?
you don't know?
Been through enough? We need to perform this investigation so we can find out who the killer is. Or perhaps you don't want to know, Akane. Maybe you don't care about what happened to Nekomaru.
Damn it!
Why you?
You stay quiet.
If you suck at using your brain and you really want to know who the killer is, try not to interfere so much.
Good lord!
Damn it.
Jeez.
Come on, Kazuichi, what are you standing there for?
Damn it! Fine! I just have to do it, right? I didn't want to look at his body like this. I know I said I wanted to see his insides, but not like this. This is just too much.
Well done. Come on, are you guys feeling okay too? Now's not the time to be staring into space.
Nagito, there's definitely something wrong with you.
Yeah, I've just gotten really irritated since everybody seems to keep growling at me.
I thought he was just treating me differently ever since he found out I have no talent, but it seems like that's not entirely the case. His attitude towards everyone else is strange now, too. But why?
I am terribly sorry, but I simply cannot investigate Nekomaru's body.
But still,
I'm sure it's painful for Kazuichi to do something like this, too. We can't let this go to waste. We need to find something, no matter what.
I somehow get the impression that talking to Kazuichi is how we advance.
What makes you think that, Billy? I'm not quite
30%!
sure.
She's staring at Nekomaru's body with terrifying eyes. Hey, blood's dripping from your fist!
I'm good.
It's nothing. I was just holding back my anger and dug my nails into my palm.
Damn it.
This is nothing. It doesn't hurt at all compared to what Nekomaru...
Akane,
I won't
I'll
forgive
never forgive the killer. I'll beat him up so bad they'll never walk again. We have been told to expect a parallel.
yeah,
Like, the parallels thing came right out into the open, and then we have been told to expect one. So now the player is actively attempting to try and look at the parallel between chapter 4 of the first game and this.
so do you think there aren't going... Do you think it's a ruse? Like, it's not actually going to be a suicide?
Yeah, I think this time the parallel... I don't really know how to put it. I don't think that there's going to be a parallel the same way this time.
Gotcha.
Like, it can't be. It surely can't be a suicide. I mean, we've considered it, but it's awfully elaborate if it is one, especially for somebody to run and grab the note and wander off.
Right?
Even mongrels like you possess a soul, and that soul resides within your heart. But no matter how hard you search the insides of this machine, you will never find a heart.
What happened, sinner?
So, where did Nekomaru's soul wander off to? It's interesting to think about, don't you agree?
Are you trying to say that maybe Nekomaru is still alive and was in fact controlling that body remotely?
No, I think he's sort of talking about something similar to what some people think about Star Trek transporters.
Ah,
Whereas
I see.
you are disassembled on one end, which means you die, and then are reconstructed on the other end, which means that, well, you died.
Yeah.
Somebody else with a consciousness and your mind and memories, or a mind and the physical memories,
Right.
are made on the other end, but you died when you went in the first time.
That kind of stuff really freaks me out.
Like, maybe that's how it works, maybe it isn't. It's a fictional technology and you never know, but it comes up in like some of the supplementary material.
It's certainly fun to think about.
Yeah, and so he's probably talking about something like that. You can't, like, can you really put somebody's, there's no...
Consciousness in a robot?
Yeah, they didn't put his brain in there.
Right.
Or it could be, like you said, it could be that he was just remote controlling the body.
Okay, Kazuichi, lay it on me.
Damn it!
You've come so far. There's no way I can get sentimental at a time like this. I feel awful for Nekomaru, but this is necessary if we're gonna find out the truth behind this
This
case.
is how you save him, no matter how bad it makes you feel.
As he forced out his voice through his clenched teeth, Kazuichi faced Nekomaru, his eyes full of determination, and began stabbing his tool knife into Nekomaru's body. Wait, where'd you get that tool knife? Huh? Nagito gave it to me. He said he had it ready before we even went to the amusement park. So Nagito did that too. It's like Nagito has full control of the situation.
Uh-huh.
Maybe...
Looks like the damage to his head is the reason. What? The reason Nekomaru died. I mean, stopped functioning.
Or however you say it.
His torso is covered in huge dents and his parts are dislocated. Maybe a gear shaft broke too?
Nagito has always been trying to take control of the situation when he's been around. So chapter 1, he wasn't really present for chapter 2.
Yeah.
And he wasn't present for chapter 3 in this
He did
way.
have access to Mahiru though, so he could have manipulated her.
Right. What? That's not what I meant. What I mean was he wasn't around for the whole time.
Gotcha.
And in 2 and 3 he wasn't really around. So it's like it was weirder that he was locked up. And he did influence it via Mahiru, sure, but it's like it was weirder that he was locked up in a room somewhere and wasn't out there doing the manipulation thing that he said he was going to be doing.
Right.
And had already done. And then in chapter 3 he had despair disease, so he was pretty much stuck.
So this is kind of his first chance to actually do what he wants to do from the get-go.
Yeah, just like how we didn't have a chance to do a free time event with Fuyuhiko until chapter 4.
Yeah.
This is the Nagito has sort of been out of commission to act in the way that he wanted to this whole time, and now that he's back to doing it, he has from the beginning taken charge of this particular deal.
Well, for now I tried disassembling Nekomaru's chest. That should help us learn something, right? Like the time he broke?
I mean, there's that clock.
If that's the case, I need to look at Nekomaru's body one more time. Apparently Kazuichi has finished disassembling Nekomaru's body. I should probably check it out one more time. And look at that clock.
I think you should check it out one more time.
Hey Fuyuhiko, where are the goods?
I know that there are things that you maybe want me to do. I, however, am not going to do them at this time. This is not my time to shine.
Fair enough. Nekomaru's chest panel is open. The clock inside is completely exposed. And the clock look like they're pointing to 7:30.
I mean, I just felt a little lonely and left out is all.
Also, it looks like the clock's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Are you ignoring me?
Yes! Which means this clock broke the moment the alarm started ringing at 7:30 a.m.? Or maybe it broke at 7:30 p.m. I really don't have any way of telling for sure. But 7:30 a.m. is strange.
That's
right?
why it has to be that, because 7:30 a.m. would have been, like, wasn't the Tai Chi
Yep.
at 6:30?
I think it was really early, like 6:30. We should have arrived at Grape Tower just before 7 a.m. for Monokuma Tai Chi. Guys, come on! Is this clock malfunctioning? No, wait. This is a highly efficient radio clock! Radio clock? It's a type of clock that receives radio signals, so it can automatically update the time at fixed intervals. Simply put, it's an extremely accurate clock. That's right, it's a clock that will never slow down. It's even designed so that it cannot be adjusted. I have become a Time Lord! Well, even if it's an accurate clock, they didn't need to install it inside your body. What are you saying? I don't need to wear a wristwatch ever again! There's nothing more useful than this! It's true, I do need to look in a mirror to use it. An accurate radio clock that never slows down, huh? If that's the case, why does this broken clock say 7:30 a.m.?
Like Monokuma said everybody skipped, that means nobody showed up.
Yeah, so he couldn't have been here
And
at that time.
Clocks tampered with, etc.
I like his pose in that shot.
Jeez.
The Monokuma file isn't useful at all. Every time we get one, the information's all half-assed.
On purpose, I'm sure.
Straight up to the advantage of the killer. Let me clarify. Don't get me wrong, but I'm sorry to say I need you all to understand.
Hey,
You purposely don't write anything specific enough to lead to the killer's identity on purpose, right?
Yes.
I...
Hey,
How could you have noticed? But look, if I wrote something like that, you'd be able to find out who the Blackened is just by looking at it. If that happens, the class trial won't get heated up.
you stupid brother!
Then you shouldn't have prepared it in the first place.
Well, then it wouldn't be fair enough for my tastes, anyway. You stupid little sister, you don't understand at all. The number of fans who are eagerly waiting for the moment I present the Monokuma file is over 100,000, or perhaps more like 0.
100,000 people? You're just trying to scare me with made-up numbers.
It's true.
It's not made up. I have proof, you know.
Very.
Well, you wise guys should already know that.
Hey!
No, they shouldn't.
Don't make me say it. It's embarrassing. Sales numbers.
I'm not. Why did they come here again?
To brag about sales. Gotta whip up a couple more copies for good old Spike Chinsoft. I should have kept my mouth shut. Whatever the hell that was about.
Okay.
You're the worst.
This is the worst.
What now?
Jeez.
You guys overlooked an important clue. I swear, you're just the worst. As I thought, there's no way I can leave this to you guys. Do I have to do everything around here?
What are you talking about?
Well,
I found this under a fragment of the pillar that tipped over.
Is this a doorknob?
you don't even know?
Looks like the screws came out with it. That wouldn't happen unless you applied a ton of force to it. Plus, it looks like there's scratches near the base of the doorknob.
Hey,
Don't you think this is strange?
Very, because both the knobs on that door are intact. And we can't check this door.
Sure,
What could it mean?
see?
If we examine the far back door in Great Tower, the doorknob is still intact, right?
Now that you mention it, you're right.
Now then,
If that's the case, where did this doorknob come from?
If it's not the door that leads to Strawberry Hall, then there's only one other possibility. The door that leads to Grape Hall. It'd have to be the door connected to Grape Hall that we entered from, right?
Well, it makes sense to think about it like that. We should try it out.
Try it out? How?
you don't know?
We take the elevator to Strawberry House, and we enter Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall.
Okay.
Something will change if we do that, right?
How are we gonna get...
That's the only way we can see the other side of that door, right?
But the button to open the door in Strawberry Hall is broken, right?
It's obvious.
We can just repair it. After all, we have the ultimate mechanic on our side.
Well, know?
Well, you're right, but I need parts to repair the door in Strawberry Hall.
You really don't want us to see how the situation changes, huh?
I can repair it if it's broken, but if I don't have enough parts, there's not much I can do about it, and I'm not going to cannibalize Nekomaru.
But you have plenty of parts right here.
I am not going to cannibalize Nekomaru.
See?
Well, it's not like you're eating him. Just use Nekomaru. I'm sure if you dig through his body, you can find parts you can use.
And then Akane will kill me.
Or more like Akane will kill you.
Hold on! Are you saying we should use parts from our dead friend?
Well, if you don't, then what? It's called recycling. It's a much better alternative than disposing it with the rest of the junk. Right? Not only that, but this way Nekomaru gets to help us all out. Isn't he worth that much? Don't you want Nekomaru to help you?
Is nothing sacred to this man. Junk?
I appreciate the value of symbols very, very much, and it's not like it's in good taste, but if you can use his body to help solve his murder, and if you don't use his body, you can't solve the murder, what would he want?
I know.
I mean, I think Nagito is batshit crazy,
And
but
that's kind of what makes it the worst, is when he says sensible things with that kind of perspective.
But I do think he's right. I think everybody has a right to feel bad about it, but that part is right. Well, Kazuichi, is it possible or impossible?
Like you said, I could probably use these parts to repair that button, but... So seriously, hold on! Even if you do repair the button, what's going to happen to the chain on the other side of the door?
Huh?
Chain?
You don't get to talk about us not noticing stuff, Buster! The door that leads to Strawberry Hall has a chain wrapped around the doorknob.
Oh, in that case, I can just go grab a giant battle axe.
What? Even if you fix the button on the Strawberry Hall side, that door won't open as long as that chain is there.
Well, I have access to RPGs, you know. You don't need to worry about that at all.
Kinda feel like we should. What? I don't need to worry? What does that mean?
Now then.
Well, maybe it isn't the same door then. Kazuichi, we should go over to Strawberry Hall so you can repair the door.
Hey, I'm not finished!
Hajime, you're gonna come later too, right? It'd be really bothersome if you didn't. I mean, if there's someone in the tower, the door won't open at all.
Right?
So you should at least make sure you're not pulling my leg.
You son of a...
Yeah, I guess that means that's how the situation is going to change. It's going to prove that it isn't the same door.
Yeah. After tersely saying that, Nagito left the area.
Huh?
What the hell happened to him? He seems on edge about something and also has gotten really hostile to you. Who knows? Do you want to try to understand that guy?
I mean, he's gotten kind of hostile with everyone, really.
Damn right.
Oh, that reminds me. Nagito asked Kazuichi to do something weird for him, right?
Yep.
It had something to do with how the elevator spins 180 degrees. I wonder what it could mean.
Hey.
Actually, to tell you the truth, Nagito asked me to do something weird too.
Kind of weird he didn't ask you about it. Maybe he just forgot.
He told me to investigate all the clocks inside both buildings.
The clocks?
So I did what he said and checked them all, but none of the clocks had their times messed up.
Jeez.
But why'd he ask me to do that in the first place? I don't get that bastard at all.
Then
It means they were all.
they were both altered.
All the clocks were altered and... For now, why don't we head over to Strawberry Tower too? Along with the doorknob matter, there's still many mysteries surrounding this that we don't understand. If we go to Strawberry Tower, we might be able to solve some of those mysteries, maybe.
Jeez. You're pathetic.
Looks like that's all we can do. Let's head over.
You're right. I don't want to fall into this pace or anything. Nagito said about the door opening. What is he planning to do about the chain? Looks like it won't come off easily, so does Nagito have a plan or something?
It just seemed kind of unnecessary to me to make a set of fake doors, but I guess that's the way it's gonna go.
I don't understand this at all.
Hey, pretty cool how we all beat you out even though you left
Damn
first, huh?
right.
Shh. It looks like everyone left. As long as Kazuichi finishes his work, we should be able to open the door in Strawberry Hall.
But there's still a chain, you know? If it's not removed, we won't be able to open the door.
Yeah, that's right. That Nagito bastard. What in the world is he thinking? Well,
Who knows?
either there won't be a chain because it isn't the same door, or we'll see how it changes when you operate the button. That's why we wanted to do this in the first place, is to
Right.
see what changes after all. Onward to the land of the dead, Strawberry Tower.
Okay.
Damn it.
I can't do anything. I never paid him back. I can't even stop Nekomaru from being used as evidence.
Super difficult.
Along with the doorknob matter, there's still many mysteries surrounding this that we don't understand. If we go to Strawberry Tower, we might be able to solve some of those mysteries, I hope. That is, if we can really enter from the other side. Go to the doorknob? I mean, until we see what happens, we can't really know for sure. Scratch marks on it.
Could that have been what Nekomaru was hung off of?
That's kind of
And
what
the
I was...
weight just made it come out.
That's what I was thinking. That's the... I mean, we've got the wires, so the metal wire would cause the scratch marks, and the only reason for one of these to be torn off would be that he had
Massive
to
weight.
he had to have been. So it's like he was tied on one side of. He was tied in Strawberry Hall, and then the thing was activated and the floor dropped out.
Yeah,
But I guess
however it works.
or was retracted. I mean, it must not be gradual, or he wouldn't have fallen to his death.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good point.
We really need to get in the other side to make sure that that's how it works, and we don't know what's going to happen to the floor. We're going to find out what happens to the floor.
I guess we will.
Ouch.
How cruel.
Well, I mean, this is why you experiment with things. Why would Nagito say such cruel things? Nagito, we know, would not talk like that, I think.
Sonia, have you been paying attention to how Nagito has been acting?
Well, he wouldn't talk like that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It is as if he's a different person altogether.
Sonia's right. Nagito is definitely acting strange. But why? Thanks to Kazuichi, the elevator is working now. Alright, let's go. We walked into the elevator and made our way to Strawberry House. And it's been a while since I've come to Strawberry House.
What's up?
Hey, you here!
Hey.
Kazuichi, how'd the repairs go?
Yeah, well, the damage wasn't too bad once I got the parts, so I was able to fix it right away.
You?
You've got a lot of nerve saying that when you use Nekomaru's parts without any permission.
Hey,
Well, I mean, even so...
now then.
It's kind of like an odd, maybe in bad taste version of organ donation.
Yeah.
It's a way of avenging
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
I just really don't see anything. I just don't see anything bad by it. Don't you think Nekomaru himself would want? It's like,
No,
oh, you
you're
can
right.
use parts from my body to save yourselves.
I agree
Please.
with you. But Akane's... irrational, yeah.
I get it. I get the opposition to it. I just don't think it's bad. I get why Akane's mad. Anyway, now that we're all here, why don't we hurry up and try it out? What will happen if you press the button to Strawberry Hall's door?
Even so.
But there's no way it'll open. You haven't done anything about the chain.
Hey,
The door to Strawberry Hall behind Nekomaru's body was blocked off by that chain, remember? If you didn't do anything about that, it doesn't even matter if you fix the button on the outside. Well, we'll know if we try it out.
You.
It's not even worth trying it out!
No. We've all come this far. If he's saying we should try it out, then we should give it a shot.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I don't like agreeing with him any more than you do.
I am concerned.
I do not quite understand, but if it will satisfy Nagito, we should try it out, at the very least.
You piss me off.
It's not even worth trying it out. Hajime, just hurry up and do it so Nagito shuts up. Poor Akane.
I know.
It's a waste of time. The door won't open as long as that chain's on the other side. As long as that chain's on the other side.
That statement is correct.
Fine.
There's no need for the skyline lamentation art of the demon mouse. I shall let you fiends press the button.
Are you sure? It's so cool, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing you show off there, dude. Nagito seems really confident about it. I wonder why. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Nah.
That might be important.
Just so you all know, my repairs are perfect. If the door doesn't open, it's because of that chain, you know? I promise.
Hey,
Now then, can you hurry up and press the button already and confirm or deny your suspicions?
He's treating me like a freaking servant, and I hate him. More than normal. There's no way this door will open. Not when the other side is chained up. With a feeling of resignation, I press the button. What?
Huh, okay, so the floor... Well, why did it open? Yeah, you saw the doorknob.
And the crime scene looks the exact same!
That's what I was about to say.
I see!
So we have to figure out how he could have fallen, for instance. Well, anyway, we can't do that while
Right.
Hiko is sitting here in front of everything. Why did it open?
Impossible.
Where did the chain go?
Hold it.
Hold on a sec, that's not the only thing that's strange.
That's right! There's no other way to say this! This definitely looks weird!
We entered from the same side. Because it's, like I was saying, and that's what we found out from the compass.
Yeah! It was on top of itself.
Yeah, because... What do you mean? What?
Hey, hey!
Hey, doesn't this all look the same as when we were in Great Tower?
Thank you, Akane, for joining the conversation. Yeah, you're right. When we were inside Grape Tower, Nekomaru's body was in front of the far back door. Which means his body should be in front of the door to Strawberry Hall.
But the only thing it could be, or the only way to make this happen is that you come in through the same side.
So if we entered from Strawberry Hall, his body should be right in front of the door as we walk in. Why isn't it like that? Why is Nekomaru's body in front of the door to Grape Hall?
I told you, there is an important clue that you missed.
Not just that, the parts that I carefully arranged when I disassembled the body all moved too.
The body isn't the only thing that moved. Even the tipped over pillar and the spilled oil, they've all moved the exact same way. It's as if your fundamental assumptions about the entire situation are wrong.
Huh. Crime scene looks identical to how we saw it when we entered from Grape Hall. Everything that was at the crime scene inside Grape Tower shifted to the opposite side. As if it all rotated 180 degrees, right? I can't imagine that the floor actually rotated 180 degrees, but... Is that really what this means?
Is that what it means? No.
No, it's more than that. I feel like there's an even greater mystery here. A mystery so great that it could drastically affect the outcome of this case.
So, since nothing is disturbed, it's not like there's a retracting floor, and how do we know for sure that the elevator won't work if somebody is in here?
Well, Nekomaru kind of said he could feel the sensors, but...
Well, that reacts to people, and
True.
Nekomaru is a robot.
That's true.
So
true.
that's probably all it actually takes. So anyway, if the floor just moved slowly, you wouldn't fall like that. If the floor retracted so fast...
If he was tied to the doorknob, the floor starts going down. He is temporarily suspended by the doorknob until the doorknob eventually gives way and then drops him. Like it holds him just long enough.
I mean, I wasn't thinking it was that high, but I guess
Wouldn't it kind of have to be for 3 floors to fit underneath?
I suppose that's true.
We might have to rethink this.
Yeah, I'll say.
We might need to fundamentally rethink how we've been approaching this case.
As I said!
Strange feeling in tower.
Strange feeling in tower.
I see.
How something. The chain disappeared. This strange feeling I felt when I went back and forth between the 2 towers. Yep, just as I thought. It was definitely the right choice to confirm this.
Just as you thought? And you already knew about this mystery?
You have a bad habit of relying on others when you don't understand. Why don't you try investigating first? I think he's completely right about this.
What do you mean?
In Danganronpa 1, every time you got access to a new floor, Sakura went around and checked all the windows. Okay, it felt like at least one person, and Kyoko always disappeared, and then came back with detailed information.
Yeah.
Okay, it felt like the people in Danganronpa 1, or at least certain people, were actively trying to look at the situation they were in and their new environs. In this game, it seems like the people just stroll around looking at the points of interest and then leave it alone. It doesn't seem like they're doing anything like checking the windows, okay? Or in the Zero Escape games, every time new places open up, or at least in the first 2, the third doesn't work this way. Well, except it does, actually. In that, they're looking around in every nook and cranny, they're looking around everywhere. It's just, all it would take is for somebody to say something about it. Like, say that they put forth a little bit of effort. Instead, it's kind of like a lot of the people sort of sit around and talk to each other and then go hang out and do free time instead of actually examine their environment. And what Nagito is saying is, why haven't you been examining your environment? Okay, because, and he's right about that. Okay, that's what I mean. Why haven't you looked around? And it's just like the feeling that I get in this game is, although the characters are way more proactive, and that's great, I do wish that they would actually
maybe appear to put in more effort or something like that.
I really like this game a lot.
I do as well.
All you have to do is provide the appearance of it, or just have somebody say something about it once or twice. And at least here, with like that big pile of free time, it felt like nobody was actually looking for a way out. And then, well, I feel better now.
See?
That door at the far back with the picture of a grape on it. Maybe there's a clue hidden there?
There's a clue on that door?
Yeah.
If only I could pay attention as I walk into
Maybe
rooms.
you could look and see that the doorknob is not present.
No, I feel like I should talk to everyone first.
And you have in your possession a doorknob. Maybe you could put 2 and 2 together. What happened, guys? Bizarrely, as this chapter has worn on, I have found myself on the side of Monokuma and Nagito. Remember where I was at the beginning of the first game, and now look at where I am. What does that mean?
I've got my eye on you, buddy.
I suppose perhaps I've been overtaken by the despair. Was it really okay to come here? Still, I'm starting to see the truth behind this case.
I think.
I wish she'd at least say things with a bit more confidence, I think.
I'll never commit to anything, even when I'm making strong statements. Probably.
It opened? Why did Nekomaru move? Even the pots I carefully arranged all moved too.
What's that mean?
Why were we able to go inside from Strawberry Hall? This doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
Where'd the chain go?
I don't know either.
What if the chain was rigged to automatically fall off when the door opened? Then where is it?
Right? Even if it automatically fell off, where did the chain disappear to? There wasn't anything in front of the door when it opened.
If it was sucked in the door, that's not possible, huh?
I mean, under normal circumstances, I'd say you're being silly, but your ninja thing wasn't too far off the mark, so...
Man, this definitely doesn't make any sense. Hey, who did the QC? There's been a lot of typos recently.
Do you have a minute?
I might have figured out the reason behind the chain's disappearance.
Seriously?
Perhaps what made this incomprehensible phenomenon possible is
Well,
magic! Mind freak! Oh!
Did you just make a Chris Angel reference? What?
Mind freak.
Uh-huh. I'm sorry, Sonia. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Avril Lavigne.
Damn it!
What the hell is going on? Where'd the chain go? Not just that, it looks like Nagito totally predicted this. What does that mean?
Why do you like hiding behind the pillar, Gundam?
I see. I feel it. Remnants of the winds of hell. How I've missed you.
Okay.
He was only out of this tower for a little while.
I see.
It appears that the netherworld is behind this occurrence. Fortunately for you humans, the portal created by the demon's power was too small, so it existed in this realm for only a brief second.
Listen well.
But the portal's impact managed to dislodge the chain, and it was sucked into the portal as it closed shut. This is the truth behind the chain's disappearance.
Mind freak.
You translate that from Gundamese as what the heck happened here? I have no idea.
I just wonder if maybe someone on GameFAQs has like Gundam translated quotes, like just sort of the script, but translating what Gundam says, and then you get some of his big spiels, and it's just, stuff like that. Anyway. The door with the picture of grapes on it. This should lead to Grape Hall. Hey, huh? One of the doorknobs is gone. It's like the screws came out with it. Oh, let me just try and put the one I have in my hand back on and...
My God, it fits!
Now then.
It's the same as that doorknob that was on the floor.
See?
See, the screws came out with it, right?
And the doorknob next to Nekomaru's body came off the door to Grape Hall.
Well, that's what it looks like.
When you said clue, are you talking about this? But what is it a clue to? Now I'm just even more confused.
What?
Guess just like you said, you got even more confused. Of course you did. Of course you did, Hajime.
Hey.
No need to worry. Just one clue will change everything.
That's true. Huh? I've been saying that a lot this chapter.
All the mysteries will be solved, as if everything were linked together, if you can reach it. Just like I did. Of course, he means everything. Not just this.
Yeah, he's figured everything out. What does that mean? Even if I ask him that, Nagito probably won't give me an answer. So it'd just be a waste of time to ask.
I mean, everything. Like, the mystery of what's going on, or most of it, not just this.
Yeah.
It appears that it's time for the class trial. To tell you the truth, I'm tired. Extremely tired. I feel like spending the rest of my life hibernating already.
I wouldn't be against that.
What does that mean?
I know it's bad, but I'm so sleepy. I just want a ditch. Though I really don't feel like it, I'll show you my serious side when you come to the class trial. Even though it's impossible since it's so annoying, you can count on me to take this seriously.
What's up with this response?
Yeah! Also, how? Looks like it's going to start. Another class trial.
Hey!
But how are we supposed to get to the trial
Hey, that's a
ground?
really good question.
Hey! You think maybe the elevator's gonna take us? It does have a similar CG setup, doesn't it?
That's gotta be what's gonna happen then, yeah.
Damn it!
So that would mean the laws of physicality may or may not apply. You're right, we can't do anything unless we get out of this building. Akane, Did something happen?
Hey, hey!
No, well, do you guys hear something? Oh, I sniffed. Well, hearing makes way more sense.
Hear something?
Hey, hey.
What do you hear this time?
Suddenly, as if cutting off Chiaki, our surroundings started to shake and rumble. And then, it suddenly appeared before us. What the?
Well, that's one way to dispose of the body. What a horrible way to do it. Like, poor freaking Nekomaru.
Oh my god.
Like, okay, disassembling his body to get parts to help
one
us solve this case and save almost everyone here. That's Nekomaru saving us. That's not disrespecting his body.
This is desecration.
This is desecrating his body. This is disrespectful. This is miserable. And what did I just say about the laws of physicality? Like, do they matter? Do they have to matter here? Why did the game start with like a scene from The Matrix if it didn't? If we're wrong about that, then what was going on when like Hajime.exe started at the beginning of the game?
Like all those computer glitches when he was remembering going to Hope's Peak.
That wasn't a coincidence, so...
Because this would have had to have burst through Grape House 2, which is below us, if the theory is correct about...
Well, I'm less worried about that, but more like how its location physically changed from the center of the island to this island.
Yeah. Is he telling us to go inside from here?
Seems that way.
All right!
I'm gonna go. Just hold on, Nekomaru. I'll make sure I avenge you.
Jeez, you're pathetic.
At least be a little cautious. This is obviously a trap, I say as I walk in it too, with my hands surely in my pockets.
Oh, it's fine. She went ahead first to trigger any traps.
It appears you can.
I agree. I detect the scent of danger. Even my familiars are saying do not go inside. How interesting! If you can kill me, you're welcome to try. Try stabbing your sword through my very heart. Now then, we shall get moving as well.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
It's annoying, but if Miss Sonia is going, there's no way I'm not gonna go.
Damn it!
But it's so damn annoying! You know? Like Monokuma kept saying, it's so annoying!
Well, that's it. Seems like Kazuichi has just been proven to be Monokuma. Good job, Billy.
Thank you!
Danganronpa. Danganronpa.